September 1st, 1859. Telegraph operators worldwide report the same thing. The machines are on fire. Today, 2:47 p.m. Everything is normal. Then everything stops. A solar storm, the largest ever recorded. If it happened today, 90% of you would be dead within 1 year. This isn't fiction. It happened before. It will happen again. The question is, would you survive? So, what did you just witness? A geomagnetic storm caused by the Sunday. The sun isn't a static ball of fire. It's a 27 million degree nuclear reactor with a chaotic magnetic field. Sometimes that field twists, coils, and explodes. When it explodes, billions of tons of magnetized plasma are ejected at 2 million miles per hour. This is called a Coronal Mass Ejection, CME. If that plasma cloud heads straight for Earth, it takes 17 to 40 hours to arrive. And when it hits our magnetic field, chaos. The CME compresses Earth's magnetic field like a spring. This induces massive electrical currents in all long conductors on the planet. Power lines, pipelines, cables, train tracks. These currents overload transformers. And transformers weren't designed for this. They burn, explode, die permanently. On September 1st, 1859, this happened. Astronomer Richard Carrington saw a white flash on the Sunday. 17 hours later, hell arrived on Earth. Telegraphs caught fire. Operators received electric shocks. Blood-red auroras were seen in Cuba, Hawaii, Panama. People woke up at midnight thinking it was day. But in 1859, humanity had telegraphs. Today, we have everything depending on electricity. If the Carrington event happened today, every high-voltage transformer in the United States destroyed. Time to replace? 18 to 24 months each. Number of transformers? 2,000. Where do 90% come from? China and Germany. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. On July 23, 2012, a Carrington-class CME passed just 9 days from Earth's orbit. If it had hit us, we'd be having this conversation by smoke signals right now. It's not if it will happen again. It's when. Scientific estimates, every 150 to 500 years. Last Carrington-class event, 1859. How many years ago? 165 years. We're overdue. And when it happens, 90% of Americans will be dead within 12 months. Not from radiation, from systemic collapse, because physics doesn't negotiate, and the sun definitely doesn't negotiate. So the question is, when the sun strikes, will you be ready? It's 2:47 and 30 seconds. Everything just went dark. Decision number 1, and you have 90 seconds to get it right. Here's what 99% of people do. They try turning their phone back on, again, and again, and again. Must be the battery. Must be a temporary blackout. I'll wait here. Power will come back. Normalcy bias. Your brain refuses to accept that the world just fundamentally changed. These people, they'll be dead in 3 months. But you aren't 99%. You recognize the signs. Everything went out. Everything. Simultaneously. There are no sirens, No announcements, just silence. The wall clock stopped. The backup power died. This isn't a regular blackout. You have one critical action in the first 90 seconds. Get home. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down. Now. Because within 4 hours, the roads will be impassable. But there's a problem. Your car won't start. Modern cars, from 2000 onward, have up to 100 embedded computers. The geomagnetic storm fried all of them. Older cars, before 1990, basic electricity. They might work. If you don't have an old car, you walk. 10 miles, you walk. 30 miles, you walk. 50 miles, you walk or die trying. Because staying in the city is a death sentence. So what do you do? Comment below. Do you stay or do you go? And be honest. Because in the first 90 seconds, your instinct determines if you live or die. Let's assume you chose correctly. You are going home. Now comes the next problem. The first 24 hours. Hour 1. You are walking home. 10 miles down the highway. Abandoned cars everywhere. Doors open. Confused people sitting on the shoulder. Some still trying to make their phones work. You're not. Hour 4. Grocery stores are closed. Not because the owners decided to close, but because automatic doors need electricity to open. And the refrigeration system, dead. All the meat, dairy, frozen goods, they'll start rotting in 8 hours. Hour 6. Gas stations are useless. The pumps are electric. The fuel is there, 10 feet underground. But you can't reach it. Hour 8. You made it home. Turn on the faucet. Nothing. Municipal water systems depend on electric pumps. No power, no pumping. No pumping, no pressure. No pressure, no water. Water towers in high-rises empty in 2 hours. Hour 12. Pharmacies are being looted. Not by criminals. By desperate diabetics trying to grab insulin before it spoils. By parents looking for children's medications. Civility lasts about 12 hours when survival is at stake. Hour 16. Hospitals are evacuating. Backup generators fried in the geomagnetic storm. Patients on life support dying. Surgeries in progress halted. ICU units offline. Hour 20. You are home. With your family. Candles lit. Everyone gathered. And now comes the most critical decision. Water. You have 72 hours before dehydration kills you. And you have 0 drinkable water. First night. Total darkness for 3,000 miles. No police. No 911. No communication. If you have a battery radio, you might hear nationwide power failure. Cause unknown. Restoration timeline unknown. Survival priorities. Water, 3 days maximum. Food, 3 weeks maximum. Security. Shelter. So, in the comments, tell me, where do you get water when the tap is dry? Neighbor's pool? River 3 miles away? 40-gallon water heater in your basement? Think. Because this decision you need to make in the next 8 hours. Decision number 2. Water. And this is where 50% of people die in the first week. You have 3 options. None are great. All have risks. Option A, the water heater. That 40 to 50 gallon tank in your basement you never thought about? Liquid gold. Potable water already inside your house. How to access. Turn off the water inlet, valve on top. Attach hose to drain valve at bottom. Open and collect. 50 gallons equals 10 to 15 days for a family of 4. But there's a problem. If you didn't know this in the first 2 days, you lose. Because when neighbors find out, they're coming. Option B, neighbor's pool. 10,000 gallons of water. But chlorine, algae, chemicals. You need to boil for at least 5 minutes. And filter, if you have a filter. And here's the moral dilemma. Will the neighbor let you take it? Or do you take it by force? Because when thirst kicks in, morality becomes flexible. Option C, natural source. River, stream, lake. 2 miles away. Free water, infinite. But parasites, bacteria, giardia, cryptosporidium. You must boil for 5 minutes minimum. And you are exposed the entire trip. Desperate people, animals, no protection. Here's the math you need to understand. Average adult, 0.5 to 1 gallon per day. Family of 4, 3 to 4 gallons per day. That's just for drinking. Add cooking, plus 1 gallon. Minimum hygiene, plus 1.5 gallons. Real total, 5 to 6 gallons per day. Your 40-gallon water heater lasts 8 days. After that, you're looking for dirty water to boil. So, in the comments, which option do you choose? A, B, or C? And tell me why. Because in week 1, water kills more people than bullets. Decision number 3. Food. You solved water for now. Now comes the long-term problem. First thing you do, inventory. Open the pantry. Count every can, every package. Average American family, 3 to 7 days of food. That's it. Because we don't store food like our grandparents did. We go to the grocery store 2 to 3 times a week. Just-in-time delivery, modern efficiency. Very efficient, until it's not. Day 3. You decide to check the grocery store. Maybe someone's restocking, right? Wrong. The grocery store was looted within 18 hours. Shelves, empty. Windows, smashed. Floor, covered in torn packages. And the few items left, being guarded by people with guns. So you go home and start doing math. Cans of beans, 12. Cans of soup, 8. Rice, 5 pounds. Pasta, 2 pounds. Family of 4. Rationed 8 to 10 days. And then, option A, garden. You plant vegetables in the backyard. Tomatoes, lettuce, beans. Time to first harvest, 60 to 90 days. Do you have 60 days? Probably not. Option B, hunting and fishing. Good luck. You and 10 million other people in your region have the same idea. Deer, gone in 2 weeks. Rabbits, locally extinct. Fish, overfished in 10 days. Option C, ration until death. And that's what 90% will do. Here's the science you don't want to hear. Average adult needs 2,000 calories per day to maintain weight. In survival mode, rationing hard, you get 1,200 calories per day. Your body starts consuming muscle, fat, then internal organs. Week 3, severe weakness, difficulty walking. Week 6, organ damage begins, liver, kidneys. Week 12, death likely. The Congressional Commission estimated 90% casualties within 12 months. Not from radiation, from starvation. So, in the comments, how many days of food do you have right now? 3 days? 7 days? 30 days? Be honest, because in a solar storm scenario, you can't DoorDash. Decision number 4. Security. It's week 2. You solved water, rationed food, but now you have a new problem. Other people, desperate people, do desperate things. And when people find out you have water, food, resources, you become a target. Here's the thing. Police don't exist anymore. 911 deadline. Law and order collapsed in 10 days. You are on your own. So you have 2 main options. Option A, community defense. You join with neighbors, form a group. Strengths. Numbers. 10 people beats 2 people. Watch shifts. Someone always on guard. Shared resources, tools, skills. Weaknesses. Trust. Do you trust Bob from number 42? Conflicts. Who decides? Who leads? Sharing. Your food now feeds 20 people. Option B. Total isolation. You lock down the house, board up windows, don't answer the door. Strengths. You control all resources. No group conflicts. Low profile, less visible. Weaknesses. Numbers. 3 armed men beat family of 4. Shifts. You can't watch 24/7s. Isolation. If you get sick, nobody helps. And then comes the moral dilemma. Night of day 12. Knock on the door. It's the neighbor, the one you've known for 5 years. He asks for water, food. His 7-year-old daughter is thirsty. You look at your own kids. They're hungry too. Your ration food lasts 8 more days. Do you share? If yes, you risk running out for your own family. If no, you live with guilt and possibly retaliation. There's no right answer here. But here's what the data shows. Areas with organized community defense, 40 to 60% survival rate. Isolated families, 10 to 20% survival rate. Large disorganized groups, internal collapse within 3 weeks. The tragedy of a solar storm isn't just physical. It's psychological. It's moral. It's the moment you realize that for your family to survive, other families might have to die. So, in the comments, do you share with a neighbor? Yes or no? And tell me, can you live with your choice? Weeks 1 to 4. The collapse isn't instant. It's progressive, systematic, inevitable. Week 1. Infrastructure fails. Water stops. Sewage overflows. Hospitals evacuate. But there's still hope. People believe help is coming. Week 2. Supply chains die. No trucks, no fuel, no distribution. Grocery stores stay empty. Pharmacies never reopen. And then people start dying. Not from violence, from mundane things. Diabetes without insulin. Infection without antibiotics. Appendicitis without surgery. Dehydration without clean water. Week 3. Social order completely breaks down. Here's what you need to understand. Civilization isn't a permanent state. It's a fragile arrangement maintained by complex systems. Electricity, water, food, law. Remove anyone, everything crumbles. Bodies start accumulating. No power for refrigeration. No fuel for cremation. No manpower for burials. And disease spreads. Cholera, dysentery, typhus. Diseases that killed millions before 1900, they come back. Here's the brutal math. Urban areas, 70% of US population. Survival rate, 5 to 10%. Why? High population density equals resource competition. Total system dependence equals zero self-sufficiency. Urban violence scales exponentially. Rural areas, 10% of population. Survival rate, 50 to 70%. Why? Hand-pumped water wells. Local food production. Self-sufficiency skills. Low density equals less conflict. Let's do the final math. US population, 330 million. 90% at risk per Congressional Commission. 297 million casualties. That's nearly the entire United States population. Dead within 12 months. Not from bombs. Not from radiation. From systems. From dependence. From lack of preparation. The survivors? 33 million people. 1,850 seconds population levels. Pre-industrial America. That's the reality of a Carrington-class solar storm. So that was horrifying. Now let's talk science and solutions. Because the good news is, this doesn't have to happen. In 2008, the Congressional EMP Commission presented clear recommendations. 1. Harden the electrical grid against geomagnetic storms. Estimated cost, $2 billion. 2. Stockpile spare transformers. Cost, $500 million. 3. Educate the public about preparation. Cost, essentially free. Implemented, almost nothing. Why? Because solar storms are invisible threats. Don't win votes, don't make headlines. Until they do, and then it's too late. But unlike a nuclear attack, we can see a CME coming. NASA and NOAA have satellites monitoring the sun 24/7. When a massive CME is ejected, they know. And we have between 17 and 40 hours of warning. 17 to 40 hours to do what? Here's what you can do now. Level 1, Faraday cage. A metal trash can, $20. Line with rubber, sealed tight. Put inside. Battery radio. Flashlight. Extra batteries. Hard drive with documents. The metal blocks the electromagnetic pulse. Electronics inside, protected. Level 2, basic supplies. 30 days water, 30 gallons per person. 30 days food, canned goods, rice, pasta. Total cost, $300 to $500. Manual tools. Can openers, non-electric. Lighters, matches, 100 units. Knives. Axe, saw. First aid kit. Level 3, skills. And here's what most people don't understand. Skills beat gear. You can buy $10,000 in survival equipment. But if you don't know how to purify water without a filter, how to make fire without a lighter, how to preserve food without refrigeration, how to treat injuries without a hospital, You will die surrounded by expensive gear. Learning these skills? Free. YouTube, library, practice. And the most important skill? Community building. Because no family survives alone for 12 months. You need allies, diverse skills, numbers. And monitor the Sunday. NOAA.gov, spaceweatherlive.com. When an X-class flare is detected, you have 17 to 40 hours. If you act in the first 30 minutes of warning, you survive. Because after that, everyone realizes. And grocery stores empty in 2 hours. Physics doesn't negotiate. And systems have no mercy. But you can prepare. The question is, will you? So, would you survive? Let's count your choices. Decision number 1. First 90 seconds. Do you stay at work waiting for power to return? Or do you go home immediately? Decision number 2. First 72 hours. Do you choose water heater, neighbor's pool, or river? Decision number 3. First 2 weeks. Do you ration food correctly? Or do you eat normally and run out in 5 days? Decision number 4. First month. Do you join community sharing risks? Or do you isolate, keeping all resources? Here's the math. If you got all 4 decisions right, survival probability at 12 months, 40%. If you got 3 out of 4, probability, 20%. If you got 2 out of 4, probability, 5%. If you got 0 or 1, probability, less than 1%. Now, be honest. How many did you get right? And more importantly, are you prepared now? Not in the video, in real life. 30 days of water? 30 days of food? Purification skills? Community formed? Or are you like 99% of Americans? 3 days of supplies, 0 survival skills, no plan. The difference between prepared you and unprepared you, 40% survival chance versus 1%. This isn't theory. This isn't fiction. This is physics applied to human biology in systemic collapse. And the question remains, would you survive? If you watched this far, you are not like 99% of people. You want knowledge that can save your life, not conspiracy theories about nuclear wars, but science about what the sun can do. And the sun will do this again. It's not if, it's when. Subscribe now. Hit the bell. And in the comments, tell me, would you survive a Carrington-class solar storm? Which decisions did you get right? And more importantly, will you prepare now? Next episode, Yellowstone supervolcano, extinction-level eruption. You have 72 hours. Where do you go? The question isn't if nature will test us. The question is, will you be ready? Would you survive?